I met my wife, Anne, in September 1964. That was just before Adam was born. I think Adam was a lad. A friend of ours, a colleague of my wife, introduced us. The way she did it was this. She offered a colleague of hers a lift in my car and then told me about it. That's how we met. Dimpner was fond, my wife, Dimpner, she was fond of walking. So I engraced myself by introducing her to some of the lovely walks in Warwickshire. And she loved them. She loved Warwickshire. She took me, I think, because I'd got the map. But 10 years ago, she could outwalk me, and I found myself padding along behind her like a little old man. 9 years ago, we started to shorten our walks because her right foot started to go limp after about an hour's walking. It's got worse and worse, and as we shortened the walks, finally we had it investigated, and after 2 years of investigation, scans, tests, being farmed out to different consultants to see if it was anything of their interest, the consultant neurologist said, all I'm left with is MS. But he said, it's not the recurring type for which there is treatment to stave off the attacks. You've got primary progressive MS. I hadn't got a clue what that was. So I dived into the University Hospital's well-stocked information centre and asked what they got on MS. The girl handed me a pile of MS Society booklets. There are 24 altogether on all aspects of MS. And she said, oh, by the way, this might interest you. And she gave me a leaflet. And it said, do you care for someone in Coventry? And on the back, it had the name, Coventry Carers Information and Advice Centre, and it gave the address in the city centre. Well, I put that on one side, and I read the books, and ouch. I knew what we were in for. And the progress of this progressive MS has gone exactly as the textbook said it would. Today, while we're here, the Carers Trust have got carers in looking after my wife while I'm enjoying your company. I dug out the leaflet on the Carers Information and Advice Centre because I was feeling isolated, alone, and in need of information. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find the information anywhere. So I popped down to the Carers Information Centre. I got the information I wanted, and it was great. Exactly. But I also got something I didn't expect. I found that I was registering as a carer, and I've got a carer's number. Also registered for the CRESS scheme. I was told about it and registered for it. And a few days later, an assessor came round and assessed Anne for the scheme. A little while later, I got through the post the package that goes with the scheme, the care package, which I leave on the shelf in the kitchen. But out of the envelope dropped this. It says, I am a carer. I look after someone who will need help if I am unable to return home. In the event of an emergency, please contact Coventry Crossroads, which is now Carers Trust, quoting my membership number 11556. Now, I feel very reassured that if I go into town and I get smacked by a bus, when they're shoveling me up off the road, that somebody will find this in my pocket and will take care of Dimpner for the immediate future. This also fell out, which more or less says the same thing. So they can't miss it, so if I get smacked by a bus, they won't miss it, will they? Yes, we have the Cress care package on the shelf in the kitchen. I then, 3 years ago, found that taking my wife through the shower in the mornings, I had to strip off. So we both stripped off. I pushed her in the shower chair. I got soaking wet. She had a good shower. I dried her. I dried myself. I dressed her. I dressed myself. And the whole process took the best part of 2 hours. I thought, this can't go on. So I started to get care assistants 2 days a week to help a little bit. My wife is very fussy about hygiene and being clean and all that. Last year, I got the assistants for 7 mornings. I'm aware that the pressure now in our own local area is great for care workers. The local authorities are strapped. They've got nothing. They're doing their best. They're stretched beyond the elastic limit. So when I came in this morning and I listened to the presentations today, I'm heartened, because I know that things that society can't provide are being provided by people, the people I'm with today, you, and the people behind you up and down the country. I'm glad of that. Now, I'm leaving an awful lot of things out because time, you want to get your tea, don't you? Yes, Paul, who's sitting over here, the handsome fellow with the shirt, invited me to attend this carers course 3 years ago. It was a well-worth course. The girls who ran it knew their business. Carers Trust Heart of England certainly knows its job, and I'm pleased about that. I'm now on the receiving end of the care assistance, but I'm aware of that there are other people who've had double whammies, losing their work, their job, in order to care for somebody. Young people caring for someone. The Carers Trust published some information just before Christmas about the scale of the situation in Coventry, and it shook me. And the amount of young people who were caring for loved ones shook me. I didn't realise the scale of it, and I don't think anybody does. And I doubt whether the Chancellor of the Exchequer does either. So we're very, very grateful to you. Thank you very much for your support. The future in our home is bleak. Anne will go steadily down and down and down. You've got an alert mind in a body that's failing. It will start to get messy. I shall need more care assistants. Care assistants are thin on the ground. They have to be trained, and they have to be encouraged to take the stress and strain of the job. I'm seeing that. I'm not hearing anything, but I've got eyes and ears, and I can see. They need support. They need good HR management behind them. And if they don't get it, they're going to leave. And we are going to be stuck. So that is why to see a good structure like Carers Trust in being is a godsend to us. Thank you very much for today. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to seeing Alan again. And thank you very much for your support to all us people. Thank you.